Question 168. Dash is a set of capabilities in Azure Active Directory that enables organizations to secure and manage any outside user, including customers and partners. And the options are A. External identities, B. External user management, C. Sentinel, D. External profiles. And the correct answer is option A. External identities. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, external identities is a set of capabilities that enables organizations to secure and manage any external user, including customers and partners. Building on B2B collaboration, external identities gives you more ways to interact and connect with users outside your organization. Next question. Azure Service Health allows us to define the critical resources that should never be impacted due to outages and downtimes. And the options are A. Yes, B. No, and the correct answer is option B. No. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure Service Health notifies you about Azure service incidents and plant maintenance so you can take action to mitigate downtime. Configure customizable cloud alerts and user personalized dashboard to analyze health issues, monitor the impact to your cloud resources, get guidance and support, and share details and updates. Although you can see when a maintenance is planned and act accordingly to migrate a VM if needed. You can't prevent service failures. Next question. Which Azure service should you use to store certificates? And the options are A. Azure Key Vault, B. Azure Information Protection, C. Azure Security Center, D. An Azure Storage Account. And the correct answer is option A. Azure Key Vault. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure Key Vault helps solve the following problems. Number 1. Secrets management. Azure Key Vault can be used to securely store and tightly control access to tokens, passwords, certificates, API keys, and other secrets. Number 2. Key management. Azure Key Vault can also be used as a key management solution. Azure Key Vault makes it easy to create and control the encryption keys used to encrypt your data. Number 3. Certificate management. Azure Key Vault is also a service that lets you easily provision, manage and deploy public and private transport layer security or secure sockets layer certificates for use with Azure and your internal connected resources. Azure Key Vault has 2 devices tiers, Standard, which encrypts with a software key, and a Premium tier, which includes Hardware Security Module HSM protected keys. Next question. Dash is a hosting service for domain name system domains that provides name resolution by using Microsoft Azure infrastructure. And the options are A. Azure Express Route, B. Azure Virtual Subnets, C. Azure DNS, D. Azure VPN Gateway. And the correct answer is option C. Azure DNS. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure DNS is a hosting service for DNS domains that provides name resolution by using Microsoft Azure infrastructure. By hosting your domains in Azure, you can manage your DNS records by using the same credentials, APIs, tools, and billing as your other Azure services. You can't use Azure DNS to buy a domain name. For an annual fee, you can buy a domain name by using App Service Domains or a third-party domain name registrar. Your domains then can be hosted in Azure DNS for record management. For more information, see Delegate a Domain to Azure DNS. Next question. An Azure dash is a connection between 2 Azure regions within the same geographic region for disaster recovery purposes. And the options are A. Geography, B. Availability zone, C. Region pair, D. Region. And the correct answer is option C. Region pair. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, regional pairs are 2 connected Azure regions for disaster recovery within the same geography. Many organizations require both high availability provided by availability zones that are also supported with protection from large-scale phenomena and regional disasters. As discussed in the resiliency overview, for regions and availability zones, Azure regions are designed to offer protection against local disaster with availability zones. But they can also provide protection from regional or large geography disaster with disaster recovery by making use of another region that uses cross-region replication. To ensure customers are supported across the world, Azure maintains multiple geographies. These discrete demarcations define a disaster recovery and data residency boundary across one or multiple Azure regions. Cross-region replication is one of several important pillars in the Azure business continuity and disaster recovery strategy. Cross-region replication builds on the synchronous replication of your applications and data that exist by using availability zones within your primary Azure region for high availability. Cross-region replication asynchronously replicates the same applications and data across other regions for disaster recovery protection. Next question. Express route connections go over the public internet and they offer more reliability, faster speeds and lower latencies than typical internet connections. And the options are A. Yes, B. No. And the correct answer is option B. No. Explanation. No, it is false that express route connections go over the public internet. They do offer more reliability, faster speeds and lower latencies than typical internet connections. From the official Azure documentation, all incoming data into Azure using express route is free of charge, as with any other inbound data transfer to Azure. Next question. Dash is a command line utility that you can use to copy blobs or files to or from a storage account. And the options are A. AZ copy, B. AZ move, C. AZ replicate, D. AZ migrate. And the correct answer is option A. AZ copy. Explanation. AZ copy is a command line utility that you can use to copy blobs or files to or from a storage account. Next question. Dash notifies you about Azure service incidents and plant maintenance so you can take action to mitigate downtime. And the options are A. Azure Kiosk Studio, B. Azure Percept, C. Azure Health Bot, D. Azure Service Health. And the correct answer is option D. Azure Service Health. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure Service Health notifies you about Azure service incidents and plant maintenance so you can take action to mitigate downtime. Configure customizable cloud alerts and use your personalized dashboard to analyze health issues, monitor the impact to your cloud resources, get guidance and support, and share details and updates. Next question. Upon applying a tag to a resource group, all resources inside it inherit that tag. And the options are A. Yes, B. No. And the correct answer is option B. No. Explanation. Important question. From the official documentation, tags applied to the resource group or subscription aren't inherited by the resources. To apply tags from a subscription or resource group to the resources, see Azure Policies tags. Next question. Dash devices can easily move data to Azure when busy networks aren't an option. And the options are A. Azure Storage Explorer, B. Azure Migrate, C. Azure Data Box, D. Azure File Sync. And the correct answer is option C. Azure Data Box. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure Data Box devices easily move data to Azure when busy networks aren't an option. move large amounts of data to Azure when you are limited by time, network availability, or cost using common copy tools such as Robocopy. All data is AES encrypted and the devices are wiped clean after upload in accordance with NIST Special Publication 800-88 Revision 1 standards. Next question. Which of the following are valid Azure purchasing options? And the options are A. Microsoft Partner, B. GitHub Website, C. Microsoft Representative, D. Azure Website. And the correct answer is option A. Microsoft Partner, C. Microsoft Representative, and option D. Azure Website. Explanation. You can choose the purchasing option that works best for your organization or use any of the options simultaneously. Next question. It's possible to deploy a new Azure VM from a Google Chromebook by using Power Automate. And the options are A. Yes, B. No. And the correct answer is option B. No. Explanation. Tricky question. Power Automate is not the same as PowerShell. Power Automate isn't a part of Azure. It falls under the Microsoft umbrella of offerings, just like Power Apps. Hence, this statement is definitely false. You can use the Azure portal to provision virtual machines or even the CLI. Next question. Your company makes use of several SQL databases. However, you want to increase their efficiency because of varying and unpredictable workloads. Which of the following can help you with this? And the options are A. Reason pairs, B. Resource tags, C. Scale sets, D. Elastic pools. And the correct answer is option D. Elastic pools. Explanation. Just like Azure VM scale sets are used with VMS, you can use elastic pools with Azure SQL databases. SQL database elastic pools are a simple, cost-effective solution for managing and scaling multiple databases that have varying and unpredictable usage demands. The databases in an elastic pool are on a single Azure SQL database server and share a set number of resources at a set price. Elastic pools in Azure SQL database enables SaaS developers to optimize the price performance for a group of databases within a prescribed budget, while delivering performance elasticity for each database. Next question. You are the lead architect of your organization. One of the teams has a requirement to copy hundreds of TBs of data to Azure storage in a secure and efficient manner. The data can be ingested one time or an ongoing basis for archival scenarios. Which of the following would be a good solution for this use case? And the options are A. Azure Data Box, B. Azure Data Lake Storage, C. Azure File Sync, D. Azure Cosmos DB. And the correct answer is option B. Azure Data Lake Storage. Explanation. From the official Azure documentation, Azure Data Box Gateway is a storage solution that enables you to seamlessly send data to Azure. This article provides you an overview of the Azure Data Box Gateway solution benefits, key capabilities, and the scenarios where you can deploy this device. DataBox Gateway is a virtual device based on a virtual machine provisioned in your virtualized environment or hypervisor. The virtual device resides in your premises and you write data to it using the NFS and SMB protocols. The device then transfers your data to Azure Blob, Page Blob, or Azure Files. Use cases. DataBox Gateway can be leveraged for transferring data to the cloud, such as cloud archival, disaster recovery, or if there is a need to process your data at cloud scale. Here are the various scenarios where DataBox Gateway can be used for data transfer. Number 1. Cloud archival. Copy hundreds of TBs of data to Azure storage using DataBox Gateway in a secure and efficient manner. The data can be ingested one time or an ongoing basis for archival scenarios. Number 2. Continuous data ingestion. Continuously ingest data into the device to copy to the cloud, regardless of the data size. As the data is written to the gateway device, the device uploads the data to Azure storage. Number 3. Initial bulk transfer followed by incremental transfer. Use data box for the bulk transfer in an offline mode, initial seed, and data box gateway for incremental transfers, ongoing feed over the network. Next question. Which of the following endpoints for a managed instance enables data access to your managed instance from outside a virtual network? And the options are A. Private, B. Hybrid, C. External, D. Public. And the correct answer is option D. Public. Explanation. Public endpoint for a managed instance enables data access to your managed instance from outside the virtual network. You are able to access your managed instance from multi-tenant Azure services like Power BI, Azure App Service, or an on-premises network. By using the public endpoint on a managed instance, you do not need to use a VPN, which can help avoid VPN throughput issues. Thank you for watching this video. Buy our AZ 900 premium questions with 50% off. Check link in the description.